Hello, 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 people. It's a beautiful day. There's lots to be done in this world to make it better. We can do it. We will do it. And I've seen many things that point to us making this a better world. There are lots of people that will see all of the strife and darkness in the world as bringing us to an end. Now, this has been prophesized thousands of times before in our past over and over again, almost like it's always perpetually going to be the end, and it's always perpetually going to be a re-beginning. That is the energy of today. We are both feeling death and rebirth at the same time, and that's why lots of us are feeling so conflicted. The energies of today are both of death and rebirth at the same time. So we are feeling very heavy and very confused in ourselves because of these energies. Now, I do see strife and hunger and darkness in our future. And I don't know how deep that may go. I think that kind of depends on us. I think that's what's kind of important is we take these warnings and we heed them and we turn them into a positive thing. It's very important for us to find ways to keep a positive message going for what we do. It's not that being negative is going to end the world, but being negative is going to make you see the end of the world and make your prophetic visions, if you're anything like me and have any intuition and psychic abilities, your anxiety and fear will drive your visions and make it so that you build up more and more anxiety because you see the ends. That doesn't mean that those ends are actually going to be. We are only shown those ends as a warning by our guides. Our guides are never trying to scare us, but fear is a great motivator now, isn't it? And even our guides can't help but use that when we're in a negative state. So they use warnings and stuff like that to grab our attention. And it's not necessarily that the darkness is going to take over and ruin us, but it's just telling us to take action. It's the most important thing, is to try and take some action. And that's where I'm kind of going with today. There's lots of people out there right now that are trying to get themselves to ascend and go up into 5D. I don't mind, it's a good idea. Get up there. But that does not mean that you get to completely leave this 3D world behind. You get to interact with this 3D world in a new, more enlightened way. It's not that you're going to just disappear or this world's going to just disappear and you're going to be in a perpetual world of bliss. We build a perpetual world of bliss by bringing 5D thinking down to the 3D. And we bring that into our lives and enrich our lives and enrich those around us, and thus enriching the entire world spiritual economy. And that's what a good light worker does, and that's the thing I want to touch on today, is how I am going to figure out how to be a shaman light worker teacher as I age and go over time without drawing money, because Mother has told me in very expressive terms I am not to charge. So I'm hoping that donations are fine, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm hoping that maybe as I go, I can set up what I see in my mind as a way to deal with that issue, and I can get it so that I'm helping a greater community and myself by being a spiritual leader and mentor to people. I don't know how to work that out, but I'm trying now just by doing these videos and posts and stuff like that, and trying to get my message out there of love and peace and understanding and forgiveness. And that brings me into trauma healing. Trauma healing is very important. Trauma healing is what we're here to do. We're here to heal the trauma of our ancestors. Now, let that sink in for a little bit. How much trauma do you think we've built up over our years? How much trauma do you really think do we have to unearth and unbury to get through this? Is Mother Earth working through her trauma? Seems like she is. And who has caused that trauma? And is it going to be a loving return, or is she going to deal with us in anger? And I think that depends on us and our abilities as light workers and shaman to help bring people around to a new understanding of the world. So that brings me to me in the Mindful Garden, my wife in the Mindful Garden. We are learning right now to be spiritual, intuitive shaman and healers. And in that, we are learning that everybody has a bit of that in them. So I'm trying to find ways to call out that in everybody and get it so that we can unite around a innate tribal wisdom that is buried within all humanity. How do I do that? I would love suggestions. How do we get back to the honest truth about the tribal way, that it wasn't a world of savagery and what they made it out to be from our European perspective of it? I think it was a much more loving and cooperative endeavor, and most of the violence we saw in tribal systems was a way to have darkness in their lives in a manageable way. So they did things that seemed quite heinous and did things that seemed quite violent and stuff, but it was actually a way of awakening the darkness part of their spirit and balancing out their spirit, because you can't be nothing but dark or light, because if you completely succumb to darkness, well, you're lost to it. And if you completely succumb to light, I have found people who completely succumb to light become very detached, and they don't have a balance and grounding force in them that makes it so that they can connect with people who have even a little bit of darkness in them. They just can't seem to come down to their level, which is fine. I don't mind. They can be that way, but they just can't. Oh, I don't even know how to put this. It's like the light is trying to kill the darkness, but the darkness is a part of them. And in trying to kill the darkness, they're only going to kill themselves. That's the only way I can put it. And the people who have lost themselves completely to nothing but light have forgotten it was the darkness that have shaped them and made them that way. Even if they were born what people call pure, where they were a beautiful soul from nothing that had no darkness in their life. But there was dark trauma within their ancestral wounds that is we as a huge world have to kind of bring together and work on. Yeah, that's about all I wanted to touch on today. I want to send love and peace to everybody. I want everybody to meditate and get grounded in their own way, even if that's playing video games or watching football. It doesn't matter. Get yourself grounded and brought into reality and connect with those around you, and get it so that in that connection we allow for opening and understanding between each other. And maybe for those guys that have a hard time understanding the females in their lives with all these crystals and stuff, maybe the girls that understand these crystals and stuff can point me towards the guys and I can explain it a little bit better. Or maybe there's someone in your life that doesn't understand your crystals and stuff, that is trying to understand you, but you can't explain it, and I might be able to. Send them my way. I'll do my best, and I'll try and ground and get people into a mutual understanding perspective. Be at peace, people. Walk and be the peaceful path. Warriors of eternal light. Good day. Peace.